Hey, good evening. Welcome to the Township of Lacey, March 27, 2014 meeting. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act pursuant to Public Laws 1975. Said notice was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Lacey Beacon and was posted on the bulletin board showing the time and the place of the meeting. We're going to begin with a salute to the flag and a moment of silence, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item number 1, Resolution 2014-99, recognizing the Public Health Week.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, proclaiming the week of April 7th through the 13th, 2004 as National Public Health Week. And whereas the Lacey Township Committee does hereby proclaim the week as National Public Health Week and call upon the people and residents of Lacey Township to observe this week by helping out the families, friends, neighbors, co-workers, and leaders better understand the value of public health and to adopt preventive lifestyle habits in light of this year's theme.
Can I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 2, first reading of ordinance 2014-05, establishing a policy for direct deposit of payroll.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, requiring all township employees to be compensated by direct deposit only commencing July 1st, 2014. There was a law that was passed by the state legislature with regards to utilizing mandatory direct deposit for all municipal employees. As of July 1st, it will become mandatory that they have their payroll checks and reimbursement checks directly deposited into a checking or savings account of their choice.
Can I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 3, first reading of ordinance 2014-06, amending Chapter 335 zoning so as to create the Affordable Housing Redevelopment Zone.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 335 of the Township Code of the Township of Lacey entitled zoning so as to amend various sections of the code in order to put in the zone description for the AH10R zone for block 1837 lots 8.02 and 9, which is for the former nursing home site, and it's going to become the Affordable Housing Redevelopment Zone.
Can I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 4, first reading of ordinance 2014-07, amending Chapter 335 zoning so as to create regulations for solar and wind facilities.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 335 entitled zoning so as to create Section 335-41.1 entitled solar and wind facilities.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 5, first reading of ordinance 2014-08, amending Chapter 335 zoning so as to create regulations for wireless telecommunications equipment.
In order to the Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, amending and supplementing Chapter 335 entitled zoning so as to create Section 335-49.2 entitled wireless communications equipment.
Motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 6, resolution 2014-100, citing a need for a 70-unit residential family apartment project.
Resolution Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, citing a need for a 70-unit residential family apartment housing project proposed by Lacey Apartments LLC on block 1837 lots 8.02 and 9.
Can I have a motion?
Move it. Second.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 7, resolution 2014-101, supporting A1021 and S268.
Motion.
Can I read the title?
Sure.
Okay. Resolution Township of Lacey County, Ocean State of New Jersey, supporting A 1021 and S 268, which restores energy tax receipts to municipalities. This was a bill that was being proposed that the energy tax receipt payments that are made by the taxpayers through your electric and gas utility companies would go directly to the municipalities rather than going to the state first and the state taking their cut and then distributing it to the municipalities.
David?
Sorry I was so premature. I'm so excited about it. I just hope it comes through.
Okay, can we
Yeah,
have a
that's a
second?
motion.
Second.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 8, resolution 2014-102, awarding a contract for the purchase of grass seed and fertilizer.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, awarding contracts for the purchase of grass seed, fertilizer, and lime to Reed and Perini Sales Incorporated, the Sherwin-Williams Company, John Deere Landscapes Incorporated, Grassroots Turf Products Incorporated, and Plant Food Company. This is being awarded under the Ocean County Cooperative Pricing System. There were 6 bids received on February 5th. All the bidders are getting a portion of the contracts, and we order the lime and the grass seed from these various companies.
Is there a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis? Yes. Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 9, resolution 2014-103, amending the temporary operating budget.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, providing for emergency temporary operating budget in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 48:4-20. This is just amending the temporary budget that we're operating under in order to get us by for another couple of weeks until we have a municipal budget in place.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 10, resolution 2014-104, authorizing the refund of deposit monies.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the refund of deposits held for the use of municipal facilities.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Second.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 11, resolution 2014-105, authorizing the payment of township bills.
Resolution to Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, authorizing the payment of township bills in the amount of $1,029,909.42.
Can I have a motion?
Move it.
Mr.
Second.
Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes. Item number 12, motion to approve the township meeting minutes of February 13, 2014.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 13, motion to approve township meeting minutes of March 13, 2014.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 14, motion to approve caucus meeting minutes of March 13, 2014.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item number 15, motion to approve raffle license application for the Rotary Club of Forked River, Lacey Elks Lodge, and the Forked River Tuna Club.
Move it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Add-ons?
Yes, I have one resolution to add on. It's Resolution 2014-106. It's a resolution of Township of Lacey County, Ocean State, New Jersey, accepting the certification of the Director of Public Works concerning costs incurred in the removal of debris and cleaning up of the property located at 1822 Deerhead Lake Drive, and authorizing the placement of a lien against said property for said cost. This is an abandoned house. There were several trees that were actually on the house that needed to be removed, and then the debris needed to be cleaned up. We had to call in a subcontractor to cut those trees down. The total lien will be in the amount of $2,069.86.
Motion.
Second.
Mr. Most?
Yes.
Mr. Kennis?
Yes.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yes.
Mr. Dykoff?
Yes.
Mayor Quinn.
Yes.
That's all I have to add on.
Any comments in the committee, Mr. Dykoff?
Just want to once again congratulate all the promotions we made this evening and wish them the best of luck, and wish the Police Department the best of luck. And then, of course, 2 retirees, I wish them all the happiness that one day I hope to have in my retirement. Thank you.
Mr. Curatolo?
Yeah, I too want to echo those same sentiments of our Deputy Mayor. Well-deserved, collective 51 years from our retiring police lieutenants. We have 2 new lieutenants that have been acting, 2 new sergeants. There's a lot of academic capital in the room here tonight, and senior leadership at the police department. It's commendable, to say the least. So I want to afford congratulations to all of them. Also want to make a quick statement. Was here in this room Tuesday night with Committeeman Most at our emergency preparedness meeting with our OEM director, Mr. Bob Resitar. And I just want to remind, in concert with Public Health Week, we are now entering into fire season, especially for our residents out in Bamber. If you can clear some brush away from your house, develop a safety zone, have a plan. This is all part of prevent, prepare, and protect. And an ounce of prevention does go a long way. We've seen some weather in the last few years here in our town, around our state, and in our country. I think it's wise to prepare. And so if you have some overgrown trees, if you have some shrubbery, some hedges, and you can move it, and let me echo some of the opinions that were in the room here that night, just 2 nights ago with the fire departments and the chiefs. You know, this is what we talk about, and now's the time to do it. Just because we had a lot of snow doesn't mean we had a lot of rain, and I'm pretty sure soon we may be talking about drought. So, and the warm weather will get here. I know it's hard to believe, but please prepare if you can. It's wise. It's wise. Thank you.
Thanks, Peter. Mr. Kennis?
Just congratulate all the officers tonight also, and I just want to mention that there's a Girl Scout dance at the Forked River Presbyterian Church from kindergarten to 8th grade, Friday, April 4th, 6:30 to 8:30, cost will be $7. Thank you.
Dave?
Yes, good evening. Our spring schedule's out for our recreation department. It's on the web. Our brochures will be coming out very soon, and I encourage everybody to take advantage of it. James Weiland does a really great job out back there for our recreation, runs our department there, and he's got a lot of great programs. So just get on the website and click on recreation, and you'll see it on the web. Also, we have a 5K race, which is the 29th, Run for Heroes from the Elks. Elks Club does wonderful work for our community. I want to thank them. I'll run in that as well. And that runs through Finiter's Farm, actually, which is a nice run. And then we have the Senior Luncheon, which is tomorrow, Friday, for the seniors. And it'll be a little late, but it's going to be our St. Patty's Day. And that's tomorrow, which is the 28th. So. Going to be around, Mayor?
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day is always a good lunch. They don't embarrass us, so yes, I'll be there for that one.
Excellent. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Okay, I have an abbreviated police report tonight. Since we had so much going on with the police department, I'm just going to have a few comments here. These are the statistics for the period from March 1st, 2014 to March 26, 2014. We had 698 motor vehicle stops, resulting in 224 summonses and 117 written warnings. So we had 61 motor vehicle accidents, 148 first aid calls, 10 DWI arrests, 69 physical arrests, and 14 drug arrests. The incidents of attempted telephone frauds have continued. The callers have become even more assertive as they are presenting themselves as representatives of a utility company like JCP&L, demanding an immediate payment via a cash card number or a wire transfer. The caller explains that the household utilities such as electric will be shut off if an immediate payment is not made. Residents should be aware that legitimate utility companies like JCP&L and government entities like the IRS do not demand immediate payment via cash card or wire transfer. The callers have become even more creative and bold with their frauds. So be very careful if you get a call. Just take and refer it over to the police department. I want to make one comment. I had a resident of the community in here the other day, and I promised her I would make a comment. She's very, very concerned about the issues around town with garbage on the streets, and one issue in particular was all these newspapers that the newspaper gets thrown in your yard, and not all the time are people living in the homes, because certainly we have a certain amount of seasonal homes in our community. So I'm just going to ask people, if you live in a community where there's a part of town where you don't have neighbors that are there on a year-round basis, pick up the newspapers and discard them, because we're getting into the spring season now. One of the committeemen said it is eventually going to warm up. We are going to get back out there and start doing work on our streets. Other than plowing snow, our street sweepers are going to be out there. And it does create a bit of a problem if we're running the street sweepers down and all these things are thrown all over the streets. It's not the newspaper's fault, because unfortunately the weather, the newspaper can be thrown right by your front step, and with the weather we've had, it can blow right out into the street. So make the effort if you don't mind, pick it up. It's also a deterrent, for people that don't live there year round. If you're a good neighbor, pick it up and throw it away, because people see that many papers in front of a house, they're going to know those people haven't been home for a while. So do what you can, help your neighbors, but at the same time help the township out, with the cleanliness, as well as the issue of trying to help our public works guys from having to get out and pick these things up before they come down the street. The only other comment I have, I want to congratulate again our retirees that retired tonight, the gentlemen that were promoted. Like we've said, we've all said it over and over again, we truly have an outstanding police department. They do a tremendous job for the residents of this community. Like the chief said, we're down to the lowest number we've been at, but we're operating at a tremendous level right now with the trained men and women that we have running that department. So I thank them, and I think if you see them on the street, just thank these guys, men and women, for what they do, because it's certainly, we hear about a lot of issues, but there's a lot more that are taken care of that never make it to the forefront. So they do a great job. Having said that, I'll open the floor to public comment. Gina, could you just bring the mic back?
Yeah, I'll put it in.
Thanks.
And I'll shrink it a little.
Okay.
Is it all side up?
Yeah, just a little.
Here it comes.
Elena DeSanza, Sunset Drive, Sunrise Beach. I have something here that you had inquired about a few weeks ago, and I found out about this Monday night. It's the Comptroller's Alert from the Investigations Division, dated March 11, 2014. Is your school district overpaying for architectural services? It's a very brief report, and I'll read it to you. Nearly $500 million in state grants are currently being directed towards construction projects in school districts across the state. Given the large amount of public funding at stake, it is more important than ever for school districts to reduce the potential for waste and abuse when procuring architectural and design services for such projects. An Office of the State Comptroller, OSC review, has found instances of school districts having spent more tax dollars than necessary on architectural and design services for construction projects because of poor contract negotiation and limited oversight from public officials. OSC issues this alert to provide guidance to public officials so they can carry out their responsibility to oversee the procurement of construction projects in a manner that best protects the interests of taxpayers. Retaining architectural services. Except for a small subset of school districts whose school construction projects are overseen by the New Jersey Schools Development Authority, districts generally have wide discretion when entering into contracts with architectural and design firms. Such architectural and design services are exempt from public bidding requirements under state law. This discretion opens the door for school districts to enter into contracts that may be inflated with unnecessary costs. OSC's review. OSC's review focused on the procurement of architectural and design services by a school district in Ocean County, referred to herein as the district, primarily for the installation of solar panels on 6 schools. We found a number of issues that contributed to the district's overpayment for these services. The district's contract with the architectural firm allowed the firm to set its compensation as a percentage of the estimated construction budget. Such an arrangement gave the firm a perverse incentive to inflate the estimated project costs. As it turns out, the firm estimated the project construction costs at $16 million, but the actual costs were only $9.9 million. The firm overestimated the project costs by more than 38%. And as a result, the district paid the firm $455,000 more than it would have had the firm estimated the project costs accurately. Although basing compensation on estimated construction costs is a standard practice, this arrangement can easily result in such overpayments in the absence of proper oversight. The firm's inexperience with solar projects may also have contributed to its gross overestimation of project costs. Its only other solar projects were being constructed simultaneously with the district's solar project and paled in size compared to that project. Although the district was not required to publicly bid the contract for architectural and design services, it failed to engage in any competitive process designed to find the most qualified or experienced firm. Instead, the district simply negotiated a contract with an architectural firm with which it was familiar. It also failed to have its attorney review the contract. The firm's significant overestimate of project costs also resulted in the district overbonding for the project by $8,240,000. This in turn caused the unnecessary expenditure of an additional $4,717,000 in state tax dollars, as the DOE subsidized the project by funding a percentage of the firm's projected budget. The district used the unexpended funds to pay down unrelated debt, but the taxpayers will ultimately bear the responsibility for the additional costs and interest associated with the overbonding, including $3.5 million in additional interest. While the DOE had approved the project for state aid, it confirmed to the OSC that its review did not include any detailed analysis of construction cost estimates or the reasonableness of the project costs. Some of the factors that led to the overestimate could have easily been uncovered if the district or its representatives had provided more effective oversight. For example, the district did not have an accurate understanding of the costs included in the firm's estimate of project costs and may have duplicated some of these costs when calculating the total project expenses. In addition, the firm considerably overstated the number of watts required for the project, resulting in approximately $1 million of additional projected costs. If anyone wants to read this report, it's on the front page now of the Comptroller's website. Comptroller is spelled COMPTROLLER.gov. I have an extra copy if you'd like one after the meeting, but this answers a lot of questions that have been pending for 3 years. And the reason I brought it here and read it here is because I would never want to see this happen again. And if you're thinking about solar, please make sure you do it in a cost-effective manner.
Just a couple comments. First of all, we're not looking at doing any solar projects. That's something that, the governing body, nixed a number of years back. Mr. Dykoff and myself actually, met with the school board the other night, but it was really more on budget issues, seeing the direction with the budget over there. And they were aware of the fact that came in, but we really didn't discuss it because that's something that they have to take and look into now and see what the report says, but.
Well, do you know that this year, they cannot sell the SRECs, or they're not going to sell the SRECs? The solar renewable energy credits are now being banked. The taxpayers will not benefit from the sale of any SRECs in this year's budget. Another problem. Playing with the SRECs is like rolling the dice in Atlantic City. When the 3-year contract ran out that looked so nice 4, 5, 6 years ago, now they're being banked, and the taxpayers are going to have to make up the difference this year. So when the school taxes go up, don't anybody scream, because this is why.
Thanks, Gina. Mr. Moss.
Bill Moss, just came driving before you were Regina. I just want to, not rebuttal, but some of the things that Regina said to the people, because you can't get it through to the school board, because they don't want to listen to us, they don't want us to talk when we get up there, so there's more people who want to watch us here. Remember, it costs $3.5 million in additional interest that we have to pay on taxes towards our school system. It also paid $455,000 extra for a project that they didn't have to pay. But according to state law, they have to pay it. So, what was I going to say? Oh, and so the people understand and watch this station. Already the school is sending in their budget to the district superintendent of schools, requesting almost a $655,000 increase over the extremely large increase they had last year. So if people want more taxes, they're going to get it again from the school system. And I wish to remind people that the part of the town that gets the least amount of your taxes are these people sitting right here in front of you. These are the people that have the least amount of money to spend. And you spend it so greatly, I'm saying greatly, what you have compared to a $71 million budget in the way it's spent over there. So, and many people were warned of this at least 4 years ago by Mr. Jensen, that when they run out of the bond money, we were going to hit with the taxes, and we sure did. So, it has caused you people to have to reappraise our properties now, just because, and this is one of the main reasons for that.
Yeah, like I said, we've met with the schools. We're trying to have a discussion back and forth this year on the budget, because it certainly impacts the taxpayer, whether it comes from us or any other entity it's on your tax bill. We don't have those numbers yet. We know the number is similar to what you're talking about, but that number was just to submit something from what we've been told. That's not the final number.
Right.
And it's a work in progress.
It is an estimate that they have to give.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you where they're going.
Yeah, but this issue is, really have to refer you back there. I know somebody told me when I walked in tonight that Mr. Martinak was on the radio this morning talking about it. I didn't even know it had come out. I know it was just something that we heard about this afternoon,
Well,
but.
Mr. Martinak also, I believe, talked about this last week, but only.
Yeah, I think they have to decipher what the whole thing is, and I'm sure they'll have an appropriate response once it's done, according to the president, so.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Ms. Moss. Anyone else? I was gonna say 4 unfamiliar faces back there. One of you wants to speak. You just tilt that up and your name and address, please.
Charles Waters, 604 Franklin Court. I'm just here to follow up on some letters that we've sent in to both previous Mayor Most and now Mayor Quinn in reference to the lagoon dredging out in the lagoons off of the southern branch of the Forked River. Just would like to know an update, what's going on. Is there been any
You're talking
movement?
Channels Point?
Yep.
Yeah. With regards to Channels Point, we have had numerous meetings, not only with the state, but with the power plant itself, because those are players that will become involved in that process when that dredging is addressed. The last we were told was that the state was working with Exelon on trying to determine whether or not they were going to set up an additional spoil site on that end of the river down there, because the existing spoil site on the south end would not be sufficient to be able to carry the materials that they're going to be looking to take out. I'll be honest with you, the dredging, when it does occur, is going to be opening up the mouth of the lagoon going into Channels Point. They don't now, or have they ever, dredged inside the lagoon areas themselves. Just like out on the bay, all of our main channels coming in the lagoon areas, we only open up what comes in off of the open bay itself. But I don't have an answer for you. Is it going to be done this year? Is it not going to be done this year? But it is definitely going forward with the state, with the representatives of the state are really the key components to making that whole thing work.
Okay, so the state overlooks the whole process and no government.
Only on that one is more particularly involving the state because of the fact that the power plant is part of the issue itself that we have to address.
Well, my only further comment is about just doing the mouth. I think they need to look a little bit further in because over the years the sediment has sedged a little bit further in, and I know originally when they did it several years ago, they didn't quite come in quite far enough to take the whole was coming in.
Yeah, what they'll do is they'll do soundings, and those soundings will come back to us, and then a determination will be made as far as how far they're going to go. But they won't go up the lagoon. I'll tell you that. They're going to make it so that boat traffic can get into those homes because rightfully so. That's you bought those homes to be able to utilize your waterfront. But again, we're having the same problem with dredging on our other main channels coming in, Bayside Beach, Stouts Creek. We're in the process of trying to work on engineering on every single one of these projects, but unfortunately, they all take a lot of time, and in this situation, the spoil site would be something that's already on the power plant property, whereas on the other sites, we have to go out and find somebody that's going to allow us to use their property to create a spoil site. That's 90% of the problem.
But the southern branch, that's all.
That's
being
for the
taken
power
care of by
plant.
Exelon, correct?
Yeah, that's excellent over there.
Is there anybody else that we should be following up with that?
If you want to keep sending us letters, because we forward them right out to the girl that we deal with at the state, so that she knows that the issue is still in the forefront and there's still concern. Squeaky wheel gets it, so
Thank you.
we don't mind getting your letters, believe me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Yes, sir. Just your name and address, sir.
Yes, I'm Dr. Chester Myros. I live at 601 Franklin Court. I'm a neighbor of Chuck's, and I just want to thank the committee for their efforts you're making to take care of what I consider the dangerous, low levels of the waterways and our property. So thank you for your efforts, and I hope eventually they'll succeed.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
See now, motion to close the floor.
Move it. A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn?
Move it.
All in favor? You're the most unorganized group of people.
You know what I mean.